somebody has went online and leaked the entire Dragon Ball Super superhero manga arc. The entire chapter is online right now, and I'm telling you, this is probably the crispest translation that I've ever seen. The typesetting, everything is just there. And as somebody who has been giving the Dragon Ball Super leaks for this chapter so much crap all week, I figure let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's see where this chapter actually goes. So this chapter begins when Piccolo picks up Pan from school. This, in my opinion, is where the movie should have started. It starts out with the main characters, with the heart of the movie, which is Piccolo and Pan's relationship. Plus we see where Piccolo is when it comes to the entire Son family. He is uncle right now. That's right. He is part of the family. He gets invited to all the barbecues, and I really wish that the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie would have started out this way, but I see why they didn't, because they needed to give us so much information for those who haven't seen Dragon Ball Z or Super in a while to be caught on to what the hell the Red Ribbon Army is doing and what the hell Cell and Dr. Gero and all this actually means. We get my favorite scene from the chapter, and I haven't read the entire thing yet. I'm reading this as I'm talking to you guys right now. I don't care. This is going to be hard to surpass, having Pan have a hero moment, showing that she would be an amazing hero by, you know, putting her life at risk, jumping without thinking to save something as insignificant and small as a frog. I absolutely love it. And honestly, this is a great moment to show that Toyotaro, his drawing of superhero, is pretty good. This Pan that we see here is far more fluid and far more natural looking than what we got in the movie, because in the movie everything's CGI and it's extremely rigid, and even if you put both of them side by side, you can see the difference like night and day. One is obviously more lifelike than the other, and I love the way that Pan is drawn by Toyotaro. She is bouncy, her hair matches her attitude, everything about this absolutely works, and again, this is absolutely the heart of the movie. Thank you Tokyo Treat and Sakurako for sponsoring today's video. I'm telling you right now, once a month it feels like Christmas. Always excited when I get my boxes at my door. Tokyo Treat is a monthly pop Japanese snack subscription that offers you 20 of the latest, most exclusive, limited edition, and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks. This month's theme is Japanese Best Bites. You Japanese snack lovers are gonna love the fact that each of these treats in this month's box comes from every season in Japan: winter, summer, spring, and fall. From the delicious sweet Kit Kat melon, the savory Mito style udon. My personal favorite being the Moshi Korean nori chips. It had an excellent crunch and is brimming with flavor. Plus it's got the name of the Super Saiyan God, so you know. Don't forget your Sakurako box. Sakurako is a monthly authentic Japanese snack subscription box that supports local Japanese snack makers with 20 traditional authentic artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special tableware. This month's theme is Taste of Japan. Japan has 47 prefectures, each one having its own unique food, culture, and history. This month you get to try them all. Enjoy a bite of the Kuramitsu Kinaku Mochi, or my favorite lightly spiced mayo crackers that are too addicting to just eat one. I also love this little kanji side dish that came with the box that are decorated in red and white traditional Japanese symbols, each dish having a unique symbol in each box. Mine is a Fuku character that means fortune. Each box comes with its own unique booklet that tells you the history of the snacks, the ingredients, and the allergens. Don't forget to use my code BlackScape to get $5 off your first box, as both of these are the perfect way to experience Japan for yourself. Krillin has his meeting right after this with the rest of the cops. They have their briefing talking about the investigation when it comes to Dr. Gero, the Red Ribbon Army, and I love this right here. This panel shows us the official family tree for Dr. Gero, and it makes me so happy that Android 21 is canon. But it also makes me so sad because I want Majin 21 to be canon, and if she has passed a long time ago, then she won't be, although there's still so many different ways that they can actually play this with her character and her being alive still. We also see that 16's name is Jivo, which I like that we're, with the males at least, we're going with Jiro, Jivo, Hito. It's all very similar. And I think it's really funny that even in this graph of the family tree, they're showing Hito's parents who passed away tragically with halos. I just think that's a fun little addition. And having the police and Krillin trying to stop Dr. Hito from teaming up with Magenta just so this information for a deadly weapon doesn't get into the wrong hands is such an awesome idea, and I absolutely love it. This is really, really cool. It world builds. It gives us their fear of Cell returning, which is something that the entire Earth is ultimately afraid of. So I actually like all of this. I love this scene. I love all of this. We get Magenta being evil, basically saying like, yeah, he can't do this stuff without Dr. Hito and his work, so he's got to wait till he gets out of jail. The entire conversation between Dr. Hito and Magenta is exactly like the movie, so there really is not much difference here. But I think that is why Krillin is included. Krillin is essentially tailing them and trying to figure out what they are talking about because, of course, Magenta has finally made contact with Dr. Hito. I mean, they even have an entire squadron police force ready to launch their attack on Magenta's secret complex once Krillin finds it. So there's a lot riding on Krillin's shoulders here, and so he decides to jump on top of their car. But Magenta sees Krillin because he's not really being as sneaky as he should be in this situation. So Dr. Hito pretends that the police isn't tailing him, doesn't say anything to Magenta, but then sends his Killer Bee to attack Krillin. And when you think Killer Bee versus Krillin, of course the strongest Earthling on the planet is going to have 100% a complete one-up on this bee. There's no way this bee is coming even close to Krillin's power level, but you would be surprised because this dude has Krillin on the ropes for the entirety of this scene. Krillin is getting his ass whooped by Dr. Hito's bee. Now, on one hand, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're showing that Dr. Hito's inventions can rival even the strongest human, and even Krillin has to be wary of them. But on the other hand, come on, man. A bee against Krillin like that, I don't know, that does not sit right with me whatsoever. But the bee's power does not rival that of a quick Glock because Krillin shoots this motherfucker out of the sky. He is down and it lands on the windshield. This is what makes the car spin. So essentially the way TOYOTARO is writing this is like, this could have happened in the movie, we just didn't see it. But I still call bullshit because Dr. Hito saw Krillin on the side of the car. So this is the part where I'm like, okay, you lost me. So instead of having that badass scene from the movie where we get Magenta lying out his ass explaining how the Z Fighters and Bulma are all helping aliens and are fighting aliens and their danger to humanity, which is a little bit true actually. No, it is the confrontation between Dr. Hito and Trunks that leads him to be like, you know what, let's take down Capsule Corporation because her son tried to take me down. So it's a whole thing about revenge. So I know it is different than the actual movie, which is kind of what I wanted, but it's a downgrade from the movie in my opinion. But I'm not going to be so harsh on it because of the fact that I am asking for difference from the movie. But right after, we're followed by a scene where the bee resurrects itself and kicks Krillin's ass, kicking him off the car, and he loses their trail, which kind of sucks. And after this, I'm telling you, these reviews, if it continues like this, are going to be extremely quick. I read the entirety of the rest of the chapter, and it is the movie. It is just the movie. From this point on, it is Pan training with Piccolo, then she tries to fly, can't, then we get a scene of her going home, which goes into the next day where she is at school and Videl asks Piccolo to go pick her up. Piccolo confronts Gohan and essentially tells him that, hey, go pick up your kid, because remember, he started out this chapter picking her up already, so he's already been doing it for quite some time, and he needs Gohan to act more like a father, which is awesome by Piccolo. Again, 100% W King right there. Then we get a scene of Piccolo getting attacked by Gamma 2. That's essentially it. It is really cool that we get to see Toyotaro style, and we get to see the Super movie basically in essentially kind of like 2D format, like animation kind of, and everything looks better. The Gammas look better, the fight between Piccolo and Gohan looks better, Pan learning how to fly or trying to fly looks better. Everything looks better than it did in 3D, which really comes into question why they would pick 3D in the first place when this is obviously so much better. Ultimately, I get the sense from this that Toyotaro was told by Toriyama, you're gonna do this arc, change it a little bit, like I'm going to say yes to the changes or not, but at the end of the day, I want it to be the exact same story so we can go past it, and Toyotaro is doing that, making the exact same story, not changing anything, and it really feels like he's trying to get past it as fast as possible. He's not trying to linger on it for far too long. Anyway, guys, I think that this is a mid-tier chapter. It is a 5 out of 10. It's just average. It's not really good. It's not bad. There is a couple things here that are much better than they were in the movie, but then there's a couple things in here that are not better at all. So it's almost like a wash. I'm looking forward to the next chapter, but I really still don't have much hope that it's going to be much better.
Subscribe for more content.